Vengeance campaign is not just returning, it's becoming a permanent part of Cyrodiil. Update 50 is locking in a full-time 30-day campaign that brings back massive battles, curated loadouts, and what the devs call the purest version of ESO's PvP we've had in years. And honestly, this might be a great thing for Alliance War, in some people's opinion. Some people seem to love the Vengeance campaign, and a lot of people in the community don't really like it. So let's kind of talk about what the devs have discussed lately about Vengeance returning as a permanent fixture inside of Update 50. Vengeance is different. It's not about who has the best mythic, the most optimized build, or the highest CP. They say it's about skill, team play, and performance. And instead of being a limited time experiment, it's now here for at least the near future. It is going to be a full-time mode. Will it stay? We'll have to wait and see. I know a lot of people are concerned that the normal PvP modes right now, like Greyhost and things, will be done away with eventually. So far, that is not the case. You will still see your normal PvP modes you're used to playing over the last several years available, but also the Vengeance campaign available as well. Every 30 days, Vengeance campaign will pretty much be the same thing that you've experienced over the last several years. A fresh campaign starts, you jump in whenever you want, no waiting, no guessing, or anything like that. You just hop in and play. This is ESO committing to a stable, competitive PvP environment. That is what the devs have stated. They said players have been asking for that since the early days of Cyrodiil. I think a lot of players wanted that in the normal Greyhost server. Unfortunately, that does not look like that's going to happen anytime soon. If you've never stepped into a Vengeance campaign before, the idea is pretty simple. This is kind of a template PvP mode, how I would describe it anyway. When you enter, your character is converted into a class-specific template with predetermined abilities, attributes, and consumables, and even item sets. Everyone has equalized stats no matter your level. Each class gets a curated, simplified kit. CP is disabled entirely. Campaign-specific items stay inside Vengeance. XP, AP, gold, and CP you earn still go with you when you do leave. Also, the new Veterancy System that they're adding in to unlock some items, kind of like a battle pass, but it is free to everyone, so you don't have to pay anything for this. This is a unlock system to unlock a lot of different things in PvP. This will be something that you can do inside of Vengeance as well. So it will be available in all PvP modes. The devs have stated this is the closest ESO is to a pure skill PvP mode. No proc sets, no stacking, no gear advantage. Just your class, your loadout, and your ability to play. Of course, once you enter this mode, if you have not played it before, you will choose from 4 loadouts, each tuned for a specific role. These loadouts adjust your stats and give you a clearer identity inside the campaign. They state that it forces you to think about team play again. You're not just a solo ganker with a big rotation. You're part of the push, you're part of the defense, you're part of coordinated fights. And because everyone is working with the same tools, combat becomes more reliable. You can actually see what's happening in a siege. You can predict enemy behavior. You can coordinate without needing a spreadsheet of buffs and debuffs. The biggest win, I think, about the Vengeance campaign is performance. It does seem to play a lot better, at least when I played on PlayStation during the testing of the Vengeance campaign. It does perform better for the most part than the regular PvP campaigns. The templated builds mean fewer calculations, fewer procs, fewer stat checks, and fewer server-side decisions. That translates directly into smoother gameplay, especially in a mode that they're trying to get back up to supporting 900 players in a single campaign, like it was when the game first released. But really beyond performance, they talk about this being a win for accessibility. ESO's PvP has had a higher barrier to entry. You need gear, CP, mythic sets, gold, transmute crystals. They said it was a lot for some of the player base. Vengeance will remove all that. You log in, you pick a loadout, and you can instantly become competitive. They said this is the kind of mode that can bring new players into PvP. Also, this could bring old players back, and give the community a consistent, stable place to fight without worrying about the meta shifting every patch. Now, if you play the game since the start, we all know that the original Cyrodiil was a bit different than it is nowadays. It plays more like the Vengeance campaign than it does currently in game. So you didn't have as many sets and all that stuff, CP, everything going on. So I think they're trying to get back to that traditional PvP feel. But like I said at the start, some people in the community really like this, some really don't. So Vengeance is becoming a permanent thing inside of the game is a big deal. There's a lot of people in the community that are happy. There's a lot of people in the community that are concerned that Vengeance will be the only option for PvP at some point. I don't think that's going to be the case. We'll have to wait and see. And also, we've seen other campaigns come and go inside of ESO over time. And sometimes if they're not very popular, they don't stay. So we'll have to wait and see what the population count is. Will people be playing more of the normal Greyhost type servers, or will more people be playing in the Vengeance campaign, or will it kind of be split? And my only hope is if that's the case, that all of the servers will perform a bit better than they have in the past. If you have a split player base, maybe there won't be as many people on a server, even though I hope we still get some of those 900 player battles, because those were absolutely phenomenal when the game first released. ZOS has said, we hear you. You want performance. You want fairness. You want PvP that feels good again. And they said this is their answer to that. This might be the healthiest PvP mode that ESO has really had in years. But once again, I'm going to be curious to see how the community reacts to this once it is in game permanently, how many people are playing, and kind of what changes they make going forward. Because I'm sure the Vengeance campaign 5 or 6 months from now may not look quite like it does on release in update 50. They may have to make a few tweaks going forward. But if you've been waiting for a reason to jump back into that original Cyrodiil Feel, this is definitely going to be it. If you like the video, hit the like. If you have not subscribed yet, please do so, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.